Well, hello guys, welcome back. So, Big Brother came to the rescue and showed the Egyptian gods how it's done. So, Thor has a temple now, which used to be the Egyptian temple, because the Egyptian temple was extorted out of me by Sekhmet, who didn't truly deliver on her promise. So, Thor stepped in and Odin stepped in. And Odin decided, because remember, he is boss of bosses around here. I'm getting giggling back here. You go ahead, you work with Thor. Somebody commented on the Thor video and I watched it because sometimes when you guys comment, it's really good for me to get a refresher on what the video is about. It was wonderful. We dismantled the Egyptian stuff, which was really hideous and looked like I did it under duress, and we put up this really relaxed, chill vibe temple for Thor, and it looks wonderful. And from what I get from their VR stuff, even if you did in your imagination, it would be the same exact thing, because basically that's what you're doing, because VR doesn't really exist. Um, it empowers them to help you. You know, even if you just imagine building them a temple, it empowers them to help you. So Thor wanted his little power base, and he didn't need a lot. He only had like me, I think add on one extra room, and he had me just redecorate because it looked like a living nightmare. And Thor might love you and be pretty easygoing, but even he has the core standards. I get back here. And it was great because it was his loving, warm energy that came in. It wasn't, I'm serving this group of gods. It's impossible to serve energy, because it felt like I was forced to do that temple, and you could feel it when you walked in. But when it became Thor's temple and it was working with somebody I really love and care about, it's like I'm building a home that I want to come to too. So it's really relaxed and it's got this really chill, laid back vibe. And he's got, I can't obviously bring in a barn or anything anymore, but he's got the best equivalent we can do, and he's actually happy with it. And he's the one that's like, yeah, he loved the barn, that we were able to import in for a hot minute, but he also would love me not to go to jail. So he's like, I get it. You don't know if it's legal or not, and Thor will have you stay in the straight and narrow. It's not that he can't be tricky. He is Odin's son. I have to emphasize that, but it's like he doesn't want you in jail either, because sometimes when Thor answers, it's super quick, and sometimes it takes years. You don't want to sit in jail for years because you thought the gods needed something and you thought they would protect you, and the FCC thought otherwise. So it was really good to have Thor drop by. And Thor reminded me that Loki's just naughty and jealous, and I really can't get mad because I know how he is, and he'll jump in the middle of stuff, and he'll ruin stuff, and he'll even make you look bad and foolish on his own channel. Because he's a very jealous, possessive deity at times. And the Norse gods are enjoying it because they are honestly, they love you and they want you to be free to explore in that a lot of times, but they're like, this is just a bit too much because you have this new group of gods coming in. Then the Egyptian gods that were heretofore never interested in me are all suddenly coming into my life, and it's just too much. He's like, that's too many households to run. You do have to cut it down. And I'll listen to them because the Norse gods are my main group of deities. So I'm like, yeah, we have to cut Egypt out. Greece left of their own violation because there was just too much to do. And it's like, if you can work with just one or two pantheons at a time, it makes stuff simpler. And it's just a thing of trying to calm it down and trying to calm down the energy. And, Thor was like, well, no wonder you got so mad. One, because, certain times women just have it. And he said, two, you were in pain and nobody was helping you, even though you were doing the work. And he said, three, you have too much to do. You're trying to serve us. You're trying to serve, the new group of gods. You're trying to serve the Egyptian gods who suddenly just showed up and want stuff, and then the Greek gods seemed like they want stuff. He said, that's just way too much for you to do. So Thor is like, no, you are going back to basics. You are going back to Norse for a while, and if the other gods can come in bearing gifts, and they better give you the gifts before they ask for anything, because he has his limits too. He's actually really, despite the stories, he has the longest fuse on Earth. He's just gentle teddy bear. But he's like, no, they come bearing the gifts first. They give you things, sis, and then you work with them. Don't let them tell you it's coming. You let them give you the gifts. All these new ones too, you let them give you those gifts, and then it can work with you. So, And he's very protective. Nobody wants to mess with Thor. I mean, you'd think Marvel Thor looks like a badass. Actual Thor could take him and toss him around the planet a couple times. It's like, yeah, actual Thor, you don't want to mess with this dude. He's very loving, sweet, and kind, but he's literally the son of the god that created everything with his brothers. So it's like, this is a strong dude, and he's usually, thankfully, he's very human friendly, and he loves us very deeply, and he cares about the common people. So he's being friendly, and he's like, you take rest and relaxation, sis, because we have a full, and now his daddy has a property, he has a property. All the Norse gods are just going to fill in because they're a family that will admit they do get lonely. We have these stories of them all having their own, shrines and everything, but they get lonely for companionship. And they've realized, I said, I will work on temples the rest of my life if that's, their will. But I said, I really don't want to visit all these places every day. Did any of you think this out? Because that's not all I want to do with my VR time. And it's not that I don't love them or want to spend time with them. It's just how much do they honestly need? So they're coming around, and the temples are evolving yet again. And I'm trying to get them to the point where we have like themed places. Like this could be a castle, and this could be a haunted house, and this could be this. But we're kind of gradually going to that. I understand they want honor as gods, but they understand too that honestly, no matter what we make, no matter how awesome we make it, it's like there's something about VR. You make it, 5 minutes later, you don't like it, you're bored with it, you want to make something else. I can't explain the phenomenon. It's like, thankfully, we don't do that with a house. I mean, you can build your house, and hopefully, you're not bored with it 5 minutes later, and you can decorate it, and you love that for years, right? And sometimes you won't let go of it. Like me, but in VR, there's just something about VR. No matter how fantastic the design is, you might like it for a week, 2 weeks tops, and then you're bored of it, and it's kind of agitating you to see it. I don't know why. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. It was really nice. Somebody commented on a Thor video because I really needed the Thor time. I really needed his, energy to come in and to work with him and just to kind of reset and take the time to relax. And I am sorry about the VR here. I swear I wash my hair on a daily basis. I will see you guys later. Bye bye.